Hi, welcome to Elaine Enlightenings's video blog number 41. We're continuing through the Course in Miracles, and today we're on lesson 31, which is I am not a victim of the world I see. I have had a really interesting experience practicing this lesson. I've been through these lessons one at a time through the last year, and it's been really interesting to see with all the work that I've done with holistic belief reprogramming, which Erica Awakening is my mentor, and that's her creation. And that particular program has been very powerful to help me learn how to practice and integrate the lessons of Course in Miracles. And when I first started creating this video blog, I had a lot of blocks towards tech stuff. And I didn't realize that when I made the video blog, or when I was inspired to do so, that I would actually be clearing a lot of tech issues. Just assumed that it was going to be really simple and easy to upload these videos to YouTube and then to my WordPress blog. And of course it is simple, unless you have a lot of blocks to it. And I did. And so I got several days behind creating them and getting them uploaded. I kept making them anyway, and then cleared all that and moved through it. Well, what was interesting is that the day that I had this lesson for my day, I am not a victim of the world I see, I had an issue with uploading a YouTube video that day, and I thought it was really strange because it just kept adding minutes, and next thing you know it was 1,300 minutes, and it just kept growing. And my first reaction was that I hadn't seen this happen before, and so I assumed that it was something that was going on with YouTube and I just needed to wait it out. And you see the victim mentality there. I was finding fault with YouTube and blaming them, and that way I could just justify it not getting uploaded that day. So this was really just more resistance to being seen. And so anyway, it was really interesting because I just let it go for a while, and it kept getting worse. And I did practice this lesson throughout the day, though. I did remember that I'm not a victim of the world I see, and yet it didn't get resolved right away. And it wasn't until I got some inspiration and started realizing I needed to be proactive about it. And as soon as I took some action and I actually knew what to do, I did that, and it worked beautifully, and I got everything working. And the next day, I had the second video I uploaded had the same issue. It didn't want to upload, and so I just knew what to do, and I did that. But isn't it interesting how the first thought that I had was that because it was an area of where I didn't have any experience, that I may jump to the conclusion that it didn't have anything to do with me. And let's say that it had been an issue with YouTube, or even if it had been an issue with my computer, which I knew it wasn't because it was a new computer at the time, a brand new computer that I have right now. So this was just a couple days ago. And basically, the idea here is that when we take responsibility for our life, and we can also take responsibility for things changing and shifting and seeing in our lives what we've been born to have, which is love and peace and light. So these are all just limitations we place on ourselves. And of course I did tapping on this, and we're going to do a little tapping round right now just to clear a little more of the fear of being seen. And I also had a similar experience with finding out that I wasn't putting links that could be clicked on when I was putting them on my blog. Now, ever since I've done my video blog, that's what I was doing. And I just had this block to realizing that I was doing it because I knew actually what to do, how to make the links clickable. So that's another way to block giving and receiving because, so anyway, I just wanted to, we'll just do a little bit of tapping here. And we're going to start on karate chop. Take a deep breath. Get yourself grounded and repeat after me. Even though I'm not a victim of the world I see, a part of me still reacts. especially when things seem to be out of my control. I deeply and completely love and accept myself anyway. Let's go to the top of the head. Even though sometimes I feel really helpless. It happens with tech stuff. I felt like that it wasn't my fault. I thought I had to wait it out. Surely it was YouTube's problem. After all, it was Saturday. So there must have been a high volume of traffic that day. Couldn't that bog down YouTube? I was probably just reversed about it. Didn't really want to be seen that day. Was afraid to be that powerful. Probably nobody's listening to my message anyway. It's just easier to be a victim. Easier to find fault. The problem with that is, when I find fault with the world, I'm really just blaming myself. I'm really just hurting myself. These are all illusions. It hasn't really happened. Except in my mind. That part of my mind that miscreates. I choose to be more powerful about this. Starting right now. I must have decided wrongly, because I'm not at peace. I made the decision myself, but I can decide otherwise. I want to decide otherwise, because I want to be at peace. All this guilt, choosing to release the belief in guilt, separation, fear of lack, and limitation. I do not feel guilty because the Holy Spirit will undo all the consequences of my wrong decisions if I will let Him. I choose to let Him by allowing Him to decide for God or me. Decide for God for me. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. Okay, take a deep breath. See how that feels. At the end there, I threw in those 4 phrases are from Ho'oponopono, beautiful Hawaiian healing system called Self-Identity Ho'oponopono. Beautiful phrases that help to delete the messages that we've believed about ourselves. We're just saying it to ourselves. The idea of forgiveness has nothing to do with the way we've been taught in the world about forgiveness. That's it for today. We'll let that integrate. I'll see you next time. For private coaching, go to taplightunlimited.com/coaching. Bye-bye.